Take a deep breath. If this reading found you today, I don't believe it happened by accident, because the energy coming through these cards is incredibly strong. This isn't about someone who simply remembers you from time to time. This is about someone who keeps trying to move forward, yet somehow finds themselves being pulled back toward your energy again and again, no matter how much time passes, no matter how busy they become, no matter how hard they try to focus on something else. There is something about you they cannot fully let go of. Let's see what the cards want you to know. Card 1. Knight of Cups. The first thing I feel from this card is emotional longing. This person carries feelings for you that have never been fully expressed. They may appear calm on the outside, they may seem focused on their own life, but beneath the surface, there is a constant emotional current leading back to you. What's interesting is that they don't think about you in dramatic moments, they think about you in ordinary moments, while driving, while working, while listening to music, while sitting alone with their thoughts. And those are often the moments that affect them the most, because they realize you're still there, still occupying space in their heart, even when they thought they had moved on. There is something unfinished about this connection. And they feel it, deeply. Card 2. Wheel of Fortune. This card tells me that they don't see your connection as random. They've asked themselves questions they can't quite answer. Why did meeting you affect them so much? Why does your energy feel different from everyone else's? Why do they still feel connected to you after everything that's happened? The more they try to understand it logically, the less logical it becomes, because this connection feels bigger than timing, bigger than circumstances, bigger than what makes sense on paper. Part of them believes you entered their life for a reason, and whether they admit it or not, they often wonder if the universe brought you together for something important. Card 3. The Fool. This card shows someone standing on the edge of a new beginning, and honestly, this is where I see their biggest internal struggle. Part of them wants to reach out, part of them wants to take a chance, part of them wants to stop overthinking and simply follow their heart, but another part is afraid, not afraid of you, afraid of vulnerability, afraid of rejection, afraid of discovering that they care more than they intended to. Sometimes they check in on your energy from a distance. They wonder how you're doing, what you're thinking, whether you still think about them too, but they're still standing at the edge of that cliff, trying to gather the courage to take the first step. Card 4. Queen of Wands. This card feels like your energy, and I immediately understand why they're having such a difficult time forgetting you. You left an impression that goes far beyond physical attraction. There's something magnetic about your presence, something warm, something unforgettable. You may not even realize it, but people feel your energy before they understand it, and this person definitely felt it. They remember the way you made them feel, the way conversations flowed naturally, the way they could be themselves around you, and that's what stays with them, not just who you are, but how they felt when they were with you. That kind of connection is rare. And they know it. Card 5. King of Cups. This is where everything becomes much deeper, because this card isn't showing a temporary crush, it's showing emotional maturity, emotional depth, emotional truth. This person isn't simply attracted to you, they genuinely care about you. They care about your happiness, your well-being, your future, even if they aren't currently part of it. And here's what gives me chills. Every time they think they've finally gained emotional distance, something reminds them of you. A song, a memory, a place, a scent, a random moment in the middle of the day, and suddenly, they're right back where they started, feeling your presence all over again. The Knight of Cups shows feelings that want to be expressed. The Wheel of Fortune shows a connection that feels destined. The Fool shows someone standing at the threshold of action. The Queen of Wands shows the impact you've left on their soul. And the King of Cups shows emotions that have grown far deeper than they expected. This isn't the energy of someone forgetting you. This is the energy of someone slowly realizing they never truly did. And what they're feeling right now is only the beginning of what these cards want to reveal. Alright, if you're still here, I don't think it's by accident, because this is where the reading becomes much deeper. The cards are no longer showing me what they're thinking, they're showing me what they're feeling, and more importantly, what they've never been able to say out loud. The first thing I hear from their energy is this: I thought I would be over this by now. That's what they keep telling themselves. They thought enough time had passed, they thought life would eventually distract them. They thought new experiences, new people, and new responsibilities would help them move forward. But something unexpected happened. Instead of forgetting you, they started understanding what you truly meant to them. And that's a very different kind of realization, because sometimes people don't recognize the value of a connection while they're inside it. They only understand it when they step away from it. And that's exactly what I see here. This person has spent a lot of time reflecting, thinking, replaying moments in their mind, not because they're stuck in the past, but because they're trying to understand why your energy still affects them so deeply. I keep hearing the words, "It wasn't supposed to matter this much," yet somehow it does, more than they ever expected, more than they're comfortable admitting, because you touched something inside them that had been asleep for a very long time. Something vulnerable, something authentic, something real, and once that part of them woke up, they couldn't pretend it wasn't there anymore. One thing I find interesting is that they often appear stronger than they feel. People around them may think they've moved on. They may even tell themselves they've moved on, but late at night, when everything becomes quiet, that's when the truth catches up with them. That's when memories return. That's when they wonder how you're doing. That's when they think about conversations they wish had gone differently. And that's when they realize there are still things left unsaid. I also see regret here, not necessarily because of something they did, but because of something they didn't do, a conversation they avoided, a truth they never expressed, a risk they never took. And now they sometimes find themselves asking, what if I had been more honest? What if I had spoken from my heart? What if I had stopped being afraid? These questions still live inside them, because deep down, they know fear played a role in this story. Fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, fear of losing control. But here's what the cards are showing me now: that fear is beginning to lose its power, because the connection itself has become stronger than the fear. And that's important, because this reading doesn't feel like someone running away anymore. It feels like someone slowly turning around and facing what they've been avoiding. The other thing I notice is how much they miss your energy, not just you, your energy, the way they felt around you, the sense of comfort, the sense of understanding, the feeling that they didn't have to pretend. They miss being seen, and whether they realize it or not, you made them feel seen. For some of you watching, this person may never have said that directly, but they felt it, and they still feel it. There is also a spiritual element to this connection. The Wheel of Fortune from earlier keeps pulling me back, because it tells me this connection changed both of you, maybe in different ways, maybe at different speeds, but neither of you walked away unchanged. You entered each other's lives for a reason, and even if the full purpose hasn't revealed itself yet, the lesson is still unfolding. That's why I keep hearing the phrase, "This story isn't finished." Now that doesn't necessarily mean immediate action. It doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow, or next week, but energetically, something is shifting. The silence feels different. The distance feels different. The emotional walls feel weaker than they once were. And I believe this person is reaching a point where they can no longer ignore what their heart has been trying to tell them. If they could sit in front of you right now and speak without fear, I believe they would say something like this: I still think about you, More often than I admit, you changed something inside me, and no matter how much I tried to move forward, a part of me never stopped caring. That's the truth I keep hearing, not obsession, not fantasy, not illusion, just genuine emotion, the kind that survives distance, the kind that survives silence, the kind that keeps finding its way back. And the final message from Spirit today is this: you do not need to chase what is meant for you. You do not need to convince someone of your value. You do not need to shrink yourself to receive love. Continue becoming the person you're meant to be. Continue choosing yourself. Continue trusting your journey, because what is truly aligned with you will find its way to you at exactly the right time. And if this reading resonated with your heart today, leave a white heart in the comments. I always love seeing who this message found. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next reading.